Hi, everybody. Welcome to the revision webinar of Operations Management in the subject 204 Business Management. This topic is on some of the selected areas in Operations Management. Basically, we have identified in previous examinations some of the low performing areas of students in the exam. That means where students earn low marks in the subject of business management. Some of the major areas we have identified in relation to operations management. That's why this time the institute plans to organize this type of a webinar and release a recorded lecture like this relating to some of the selected areas in operations management. So I invite you all to refer this video recorded session again and again and try to capture what we are sharing with you in relation to the heart of any organization, that is operations. So I am Karindu Veerasinghe as the resource person conducting this webinar, a senior lecturer attached to the Department of Human Resource Management, University of Kelaniya. On invitation, I serve as a resource person for this webinar. Right. So moving on, first we'll see what is operations or operation. Operation is referred to as the heart of the business. As I said, we identify a lot of functions: human resource management, marketing management, accounting, auditing, finance, logistics, right? So we identify many business functions. And remember, business functions and management functions are two different things, okay? Management functions, you already know. In the first topic of this 204 subject, business management, we explained that it's all about planning, organizing, leading, and controlling of resources to achieve organizational goals and objectives effectively and efficiently. That would be the simple idea explaining what is management, or we'll say definition. And within that definition, we identify managerial functions. But business functions are different from managerial functions. Heart of any business is its operation. Why? Because operation generates a cash flow, income, and finally, the profit that the organization is expecting. Operation is the heart. And this operation is different from production. Remember the production function or the flow that input, process, output, right? So production is merely converting inputs, or we'll say raw materials, into a particular output and we release it to the market. That is production. But operation is something more than production. Within operation, other than converting input into output, there are a lot of interrelated, correlated functions like logistic and also quality control, say automation, things like that. We'll discuss in coming slides. Operation is different from production, and operation is a bigger set than production. That means operation is something more than production. Then what is operations management? In Sinhala, meheyum kalamanakaranaය. Right? Operations management is a managerial attempt to accomplish the overall efficiency in the primary activities. Primary activities means either producing a product or delivering a business service, either product or a service. In simple terms, overall efficiency in the primary activity or activities. That is all about operations management. Operations management doesn't see the production function as isolated. Production function is correlated or interrelated with so many other functions. For example, logistic, value chain, supply chain, quality control. Within that, then 5S, Kaizen, Kanban, we can identify several techniques also. Today we talk about smart factories. automation, robotization, blockchain, different new methods. So operation management is, I am repeating the same thing for you, more than production, but production is there. In operations management, production is not something isolated. Right. So according to that definition and the simple idea, operations management has focused on the following areas. Look at that. Managing production facilities to be more efficient in a business. That is very important. Production and also production facilities, including the layout, production schedules, machineries, maintenance, all within that. Then the second point, maintaining the correct suppliers to maintain a continuous business process. That's all about then supply chain management. Then managing the production cost in order to maintain the profitability, to get a higher margin for the business while providing a greater value for the end customer. That's all about value chain of the business. How we minimize the production cost while creating a maximum value to the end customer to earn a higher profit margin for the business. So look at that. It's all about Michael Porter's value chain analysis. Now we'll see. And managing the internal capabilities, including resources like labor, production know-how, production facilities such as machinery and the factory, so and so. And finally, supporting the ultimate objective of the business to be stable in the market through coordinating the core processes. Stable in the market without experiencing unnecessary ups and downs, fluctuations, even in the demand, even in the cash flow, even in the profitability and the market share. Finally, operations management focused on supporting the ultimate objective of the business organization. Right. So this is that diagram which is very familiar to you, even from your O-level commerce syllabus. Key functions of operations management. Inputs, then the operations process, and the final output. Thereafter, today we add another component to this diagram, which is outcome. After the output, we'll experience outcome also. That is the long-term result generated from the output, like profitability, higher customer retention, high level of customer satisfaction, so and so. So under inputs, you can see correct materials at correct quantity and quality, at correct time, at correct pace, under the correct cost, right material in right quantity and right quality, at the right time, at the right place in the sense the correct production process, right? Then look at the box operations management. Pre-production activities are there, like having required materials. It is all about inbound logistics. Then determining the production volume. It's all about predicting and forecasting the market demand. Then optimizing resource usage, all about production scheduling, organizing facilities, layout planning, and so, integrating work queues then. That means deciding the most appropriate production method, like you might have read that in your course manual, AAT course manual, like batch production, on-demand production, just-in-time production, pull production method, push production method, mass production, several production techniques. Please read that from your course manual. And then convert that raw materials into finished good, and quality management or TQM, we'll discuss in the coming slide. Total quality management is essential for that purpose. Then come to the output box. Correct output to the correct customer at the correct time with correct quality. Always correct. I would say right output without any defect to the right customer in the right market at the right time when the customer required it, and also under right quality. This whole thing is operations management. Here, value chain is there, supply chain is there, layout planning is there, scheduling is there, demand forecasting is there, quality management is there, inbound logistics, outbound logistics, all connected to the operations management. That's why under the introduction, I said it's more than production. But remember, in operations management, we never consider production function as something isolated, but it's within the operations process. Right. Look at the description given below the figure. Production is the process of converting the inputs, that is raw materials and services basically, into outputs, finished goods. It is simple. අපි අර සිංහලෙන් කියන්නේ අමුද්‍රව්‍ය නිමිද්‍රව්‍ය බවට පත් කිරීමේ ක්‍රියාවලිය. That is in Sinhala. On this systematic approach of input, process and output as depicted in this figure, operations management is the process which manages the successful production activities. That is at the end. However, the activities of an operation management function are not only related to product or the service. It's something more than that. Okay, as I said, these are some of the production methods available in your course manual. I invite you to read it from the manual: job production, batch production, mass production, just-in-time production, lean production, push and pull production methods. Basic 6 production methods given in your course manual, right? For an example, I would say job production. We produce on the demand of the customer. So we customize the order according to the customer requirement, right? When we receive an order from the customer, we start the production, right? That is job production. Then we receive another order from another customer, we start producing that, order-based production. But batch production is not like that. Similar products are producing as batches and then keep in the warehouse and release it to the market. That is batch. Similar products in batches. But mass production, it is mass production, mass distribution, mass marketing, like that, mass advertising to the mass market. So we forecast the demand in the mass market, and homogeneous products we produce all are equal in terms of product features and release it to the market. Just-in-time production comes from Japanese technique, basically from Toyota company. Without keeping raw materials in the company, in the warehouse, right? When start the production process, at the time of starting, we receive inputs to the product. So supplies are then located nearby places to the company or the factory, reducing the storage cost, just in time. In lean production, we reduce or eradicate flabs from the production process. Actually, lean is a result of just in time, and then we improve the efficiency of the production process, reducing cost and the time, basically waiting time and all. Lean. What are the flabs? Non-value adding activities. Flab is a non-value adding activity. In lean management also you might have learned it. A flab is something non-value adding. So we eradicate after identifying such non-value adding activities and make it more efficient. In push production, we produce without considering the market demand and push it to the market for selling. But in pull production, first we analyze the market and produce according to the requirement and let the market pull it. It is then market generated demand and production. So basically, these are some of the production methods. Very simple. You can read more details from your course manual. Right. This is very important. Why organizational success links to OM, operations management. OM for business success, because of several reasons. It makes what customers want, supply according to the demand, start from the market perspective and customer centric, make the brand for the business, and create the basis for profitability. As I said at the very beginning of this webinar, this is like the heart of the business. If heart stops, the business stops. If heart stops, the entire business will stop. So it creates the basis for profitability. And operations management utilize the resources and organizational competencies for competitive advantage. What it means, competitive advantage? You might have learned this under the topic strategic management. Competitive advantage and also sustainable competitive advantage, the advanced version of that. Today we talk about competition, something more than competition. We cooperatively compete. These are some of the new concepts. As this is a revision webinar, I'm telling this to you. Competition, cooperatively compete. That is a new way, new strategy. So under strategic management, you might have learned these words. This word competitive advantage. To get the advantage over the competition in the market than the competitor. That is the meaning of competitive advantage. To get the advantage, or that is the advantage that we enjoy in the market over the competition, but more than the competitor. It might be higher profit. It might be higher market share. It might be innovations, continuous innovations to the market, something like that. So this OM utilize organizational resources and core competencies to gain and retain that competitive advantage. And also it creates the basis for market leadership. If we operationally sound, we will be the market leader in the industry and the market. Others automatically will become followers. We are the leader. Remember those reasons. If there is a question in the paper, why organizational success, or we'll say the other way around, why operations management significant for business success, organizational success. These are some of the reasons that you have to mention to justify your answer, right? Right. Now we'll get on to some of the areas that we have identified in previous exams where students marked low performance. This is one of such areas, value chain analysis. What is value chain? Mahacharya Michael Porter විසින් ඉදිරිපත් කරන වටිනාකම් දාම විග්‍රහය. Value chain analysis. That is the Sinhala version, right? Value creation of an organization links with operations. Operation process creates the value. Value creation of an organization closely linked to the operations process. That's all about operations management. Value chain is a sequence of business activities by which, in the perspective of the end user, those are the most important words here. Sequence of business activities. Sequence of business activities. Basically, those business activities are categorized into two categories, like primary activities and supporting activities. We'll see. By which, in the perspective of the end user, not from the angle of the business, but from the perspective of the end user, value is added to the products or services produced by an entity. The simple term, business try to manage the operations process, identifying two types of activities, such as primary activities and supporting activities, and try to create a higher value to the end user while enjoying a higher profit margin for the entity, for the business. For that purpose, we have to handle all the activities in a particular business organization. So how we handle such activities? That's all about operations, within the operations process. And value chain is used to analyze the specific activities through which firms can create a competitive advantage. Finally, if we are creating a higher value to the end user, that will be the major source of competitive advantage in the market. Michael Porter identified a set of interrelated generic activities common to a wide range of firms. Michael Porter identified a set of interrelated generic activities. They are interrelated, not isolated. All these primary activities and all these supporting activities are interrelated, but common to a wide range of firms, irrespective of the industry, whether it is in construction or whether it is in healthcare, whether it is in banking and finance, whether it is in automobile, whether it is in apparel, whether it is in food and beverage, doesn't matter. These activities, general interrelated activities, are common to a wide range of firms, irrespective of the industry, irrespective of the country. There are a lot of Sri Lankan business organizations analyze their value chain frequently for alterations into operations process. This is the figure given in your course manual. You might have learned this in your AAT class. Please read the course manual again. So look at these two types of activities. Primary activities are very important, including basically 5 major primary activities, starting from inbound logistics. It's all about keeping raw materials at the right time, under the right quality. It's all about the warehouse of raw materials, something like that in simple terms. Inbound logistics. Then the operations process, we convert inputs into outputs, and we keep the concurrent quality, concurrent feedbacking system and all. Then outbound logistics, it's all about finished goods. Then marketing and sales. Remember, it also a primary activity like production or manufacturing. Then after sales services. After sales services, like including not only after sales, practically speaking, distribution, also a service, right? Installation and bugs creation, bugs correcting, not creation, correcting, something like that. So these are primary activities there. So, you know, in the first topic of this subject, 204, managers involved in these primary activities are recognized as line managers. අපි සිංහලෙන් කියන්නේ රේඛීය කළමනාකරුවන් කියලා. We recognize as line managers. And line managers exercise line authority. Line managers exercise line authority. Using the line authority, they can issue orders. They issue orders. Using the line authority, they issue orders. Other category of managers we recognize as staff managers. They issue what? They issue advisors, not orders. Line managers issue orders, and line managers and line functions. Then we have basically 2 line functions, production and sales and marketing. First one, production, which is operations, the operation manager. Then sales and marketing, 2 line functions. So managers involved in such line functions are line managers. They have line authority to give orders. But finance manager, HR manager, manager research and development, manager administration, they are staff managers. They have the staff authority to give advisors. They indirectly join with primary activities. But line managers directly join with primary activities. Staff managers and staff functions, which are support activities here, indirectly join with primary activities. And you see the margin here. If we manage this value chain properly, at the end, company can enjoy a higher profit margin while creating a higher value margin for the customer. Higher value margin for the customer can enjoy higher profit margin for the business. And what are the support activities? Infrastructure, then human resource management. HRM also considered a support activity. In many organizations, we have seen it is a shared service right? At cluster level, at factory level, at corporate level, sometimes whatever the level, can organize that support activity as a shared service. Then technology development and maintenance and procurement. Procurement, අපි ප්‍රසම්පාදන කියලා සිංහලෙන් කියන එක. Procurement is the activity through which we purchase raw materials and other items to facilitate the production process. Sometimes the purchase of a machine, purchase of furniture and fittings, purchase of raw materials, all are in procurement. So for government organizations, there is a particular procurement procedure also. They should follow the procurement procedure. And unluckily in Sri Lanka, we have identified a lot of corruptions are happening in procurement and procurement procedures. That's not a plus point. I'm just telling you a practical point today we experience in Sri Lanka. Right, that is all about the value chain. And then another area that we have identified is TQM, Total Quality Management. We'll get on to that as well. What is TQM? Total Quality Management is a structured approach to overall organizational management. It's a very broad idea. It's a very broad definition, actually. It is a structured approach to overall organizational management, not only for the operations process, not only for the production function, but finally, what we experience with TQM, we can manage the entire organization. It is an approach to overall organizational management. The focus of the process is to improve the quality. If you are referring to your course manual, identify that word. Improve the quality of an organization's outputs, including goods and services, through continual improvement of internal practices. So we improve, modify, make it efficient. What? Internal practices. Internal practices, ultimately to improve the quality of goods and services, right? So not just maintaining the quality of output, not just maintaining the quality of input, something more than that, maintaining the quality of the human resource, their knowledge, up-to-date skills, and their favorable work attitudes, maintaining the technology, machines, production facility, even energy sources, and some of the processes, decision-making process, problem-solving process, procurement process. So a lot of internal practices we improve continuously to improve the quality of the end product of the business organization. That is TQM. That's why in that broad definition, we say it is an approach or a structured approach, not a random approach, a structured approach to organizational management, overall organizational management. The objective of TQM is doing things right the first time repeatedly. Doing things right the first time repeatedly. Right? පළවෙනි සැරේටම හරි දේ හරියට කරන එක සහය නැවත නැවත කරන එක. Doing things right the first time and then repeatedly. Right. So there are basic principles of TQM, you see, right? Principles of TQM. Focus on the customer. This is very important for your exam, no? Focus on the customer. Have a strategic approach to improvement. Strategic approach. That means with a long-term perspective. That is the meaning of strategic approach. Not just to pass the day and day after tomorrow, but to enjoy competitive advantage over a period of time and with a long-term perspective. With a long-term perspective. That is the meaning of strategic approach to improvement. And improve continuously. Not just one time. This is not one-shot effort. A continuous process. Integrated systems, not something isolated. This is for the overall organizational management. Employee involvement, including top management commitment. Everybody in organization need to be aware of plans, strategies, and methods that will be used to achieve goals. And finally, decision making based on facts and figures. Remember, it's not then subjective, it is something objective. Objective way of making decisions. These are basic principles of TQM. First three are very powerful principles. Customer-centric, focus on the customer, and a strategic approach, and continuous improvements. Continuously. Repeatedly we improve. Always we seek ways and means to improve it further. Whatever, improve it further. Remember this example, I am a lecturer. If I am seeking ways and means or strategies, basically ways to improve my teaching quality continuously, that is how I incorporate TQM principles into my teaching, my delivery of lectures, into my profession. If I am always seeking ways and means to improve the quality of teaching and the delivery. Similarly, any profession, any professional, any business unit, any business organization, even at corporate level or the parent level, other than strategic business units, can practice this at their level. Even individuals can practice TQM. This is a Japanese approach and widely accepted in the world, even in the Europe, accept. Right. Moving on, we'll get on to some of the TQM tools and methods. This is one 5S approach for quality, right? 5S method is a standardized practice that when properly implemented, it creates and maintains an organized, safe, clean, and efficient workplace. So it's about housekeeping. It is a housekeeping practice. That is the simple idea. I paraphrase this definition into my words, and then easy for you to remember. 5S is an approach for housekeeping. 5S is an approach. 5S is an approach for housekeeping. It creates and maintains an organized, safe, clean, and efficient workplace, efficient location, organized location, right? And improved visual controls are implemented as a part of 5S to make any process non-conformance obvious and easily detectable. Then if something deviates from the plan, if something deviates from the standard, we can identify it easily. We can detect that deviation easily. If it deviates significantly from the standard or from the original plan, easily we can detect it. So that we use visual controls under 5S. 5S is often one element of a large lean initiative and promotes continuous improvement while creating an organized, clean, safe, and efficient workplace. That's why I'm repeating it again for you. It's all about housekeeping. These are the 5S principles, 5 Japanese words: seiri, seiton, seiso, seikutsu, and shitsuke, right? And the English word also given in the slide: seiri, seiton, seiso, seikutsu, and shitsuke. What is seiri? Sort. That means separating of the essential from the non-essential items. Remove non-essential items. Then seiton, that means organize the essential items in an order at the right place, where everything has its own place. Everybody know the place. Take the material or the equipment from that place and return to the correct place. Then what is seiso? Clean the work area. Cleaning in meaning, not just cleaning. With a deep meaning, we clean the workplace, work location. Even to your bedroom, even to your home, and apply this 5S and see the difference, right? Shitsuke, having standards for repeated and common practices, establishing a system to maintain and make 5S a habit, then automatically it creates a 5S culture. Automatically it creates a 5S culture, establishing a system to maintain and make 5S a habit, having standards for repeated common practices or say for daily practices. Shitsuke, that means sustain, cleaning or having this type of a housekeeping practice for a day is not enough. Keep it forever for continuous improvement, establishing a safe and sanitary work environment that is all about safety for a long period of time, aiding continuous improvements. That is all about 5S, right? Another one is Kaizen. What is Kaizen? The Kaizen approach is a Japanese management philosophy. Another tool in TQM, right? Like 5S Kaizen. Focused on continuous improvement. It is a Japanese philosophy. In the context of quality management, it emphasizes the ongoing incremental enhancement of processes, products, and workplace practices to improve overall performance, efficiency, and quality. So how this continuous improvement is implementing welcoming Kaizen ideas from everybody in the organization. Everybody, not only top management, even the operational level people, even a driver working for a business organization can forward a new idea, a fresh idea, innovative concept to the business to make it easier, make it flexible, more efficient. That is for continuous improvement. There are a lot of organizations maintain Kaizen dashboards, organize Kaizen weeks, and accept new ideas from employees and recognize the best idea or ideas and reward them. Accordingly, reward them. Why reward? Then only others also say motivate to provide new ideas, Kaizen ideas. Rewarding part also there. Simple mean is welcoming new ideas, fresh perspectives, innovative concepts from everybody in business organization. Not only from top management, from everybody. That is the meaning of Kaizen. The word Kaizen comes from Japanese Kai, that means change, Zen for the good, for continuous improvement. Kaizen means change for the good. To change, we should have new ideas. We should have fresh concepts, innovative concepts. Then Kaizen means change for the better, change for the good. In Japan, there is a Buddhist monks group, Zen. There are Zen stories in YouTube. You might have learned, or you can search in YouTube, Zen stories from Zen masters. Very popular in the world, Zen stories from Zen masters. And Toyota company produced a car, Zen car. In Sri Lanka also we have seen 10-15 years back some Zen cars, right? So this Kaizen finally is for continuous improvement. We welcome new ideas for continuous improvement. That is Kaizen. Read more from your course manual. Then the third tool is Kanban, like 5S, like Kaizen, Kanban approach for quality. What is Kanban? In quality management, Kanban refers to a visual workflow management system. Originally developed this as a part of the Toyota Production System, TPS, Toyota Production System, to optimize manufacturing efficiency, providing visual workflows, visual signals, visual targets, visual dashboards, Kanban. Then, especially for the operational level, it is very easy to absorb what is the target and what the company is expecting from us, Kanban. It is now widely used in various industries, particularly in agile project management and quality improvement initiatives. Agile project management, right? Agile, that means Having the flexibility, but achieving the target on time. Simple idea of agile project management. Right. Having understood these three basic tools or methods in TQM, 5S, Kaizen and Kanban, all from Japanese management philosophies. Now we'll get on to the final area, automation. Automation also we have identified in final few exams during last few years that students earn low marks. That is another low performing area in exam, automation. And several automation technologies I have inserted here. We'll see that. Automation refers to the use of technology to perform tasks with minimum human intervention. When we automate a process, we eliminate the human intervention and incorporate a machine or a robot or a computer or something related to technology. Then what is automation? Perform tasks and duties in the process with minimum human intervention, right? Then in the process, we see most of the time the technology, machine, computer or a robot, or today we use some like AI technology. In business operations, this can range from using robots on the factory floor to using software that automatically processes invoices or manages supply chains. Today we have powerful softwares manage global supply chains, right? Not only local, but online real-time updating softwares and systems which manage the global supply chain even. So we'll get on to some of the automation techniques or say examples in the modern world, starting from using manufacturing robots. That is first. Manufacturing robots are widely used in industries such as automotive, in Toyota, Honda, Nissan, right, in Boeing company, in Airbus, producing aircrafts, right, use this technology, manufacturing robots in automotive, electronics and consumer goods to perform repetitive and specific tasks. If it is repetitive, nothing to think, we format and install the program. According to the program, the robot works, right? It is repetitive and specific. These robots can assemble products, weld components, paint surfaces, and handle materials with speed and accuracy far beyond human capabilities. Than humans, robots can work speedily, accurately, right? So we can minimize the time and the cost needed and improve the efficiency and the quality. That is for specific and repetitive tasks. Remember that. Not for everything, right? We cannot automate everything in a business organization. It doesn't work and it won't work in the future also. For repetitive and specific task only. For repetitive and specific task only, we can do so. And the second is POS systems. This is very familiar for us in Sri Lanka also, even in a food city like Keels or a Keels one. POS, point of sales systems, automate the sales process by combining hardware and software to manage transactions, track inventory, and generate sales reports, right? These systems are used in retail stores, restaurants, and service-based businesses also. Online, we can order and get the service, and sometimes we pay using the debit card or the credit card, automatically update our account and their system also, right? Point of sale systems, also something we automate. Different systems, different softwares come together like an ecosystem, right? For an example, You go to the food city, pay your electricity bill using the card, right? So how many systems connect to that transaction? Food city system, electricity board system, your bank, and you will get the SMS after the transaction. That means the system in your mobile service provider. Basically, 4 systems connect to this transaction. Remember that. Food city, electricity board, bank, and your mobile service provider. 4 organizations in 4 industries, 1 in retail, 1 in energy, 1 in banking and finance, 1 in communication, telecommunication. So 4 organizations operating in 4 industries linked together for a single transaction and real-time update all. Reduce the amount from your bank account, real-time update your bank account and reduce the balance in the account, and you'll get the SMS also. And update the ecosystem, right? You see that the power of POS systems work as an ecosystem, different organizations, different systems come together for a single transaction, right? Next one, chatbots, right? Chatbots are AI-powered tools that simulate human conversation to interact with customers via websites, managing apps, or social media platforms. Like a human, chatbot, chat with the customer. AI-powered tool, like a human, chatbot, chat with the human. AI-powered tool. Now, in many telecommunication organizations, you have seen, you might have seen even in what we called Messenger, Facebook Messenger, even in WhatsApp. Now there is a AI-powered tools incorporated into that small app, right? That chatbot, AI-powered tool will support you in some cases. Businesses use chatbots to provide 24/7 customer support, answer frequently asked questions, and guide users through online services or purchasing processes. Like a human, chatbot can chat with the customer. Like a human, chatbot can chat with the customer and provide answers for the questions, frequently asked questions, and it provides a 24/7 customer support. Reduce human intervention. Like a human conversation, chatbot talk to us, answer to our questions. Another one, enterprise resource planning systems, ERP systems. ERP systems automate and integrate core business processes into a comprehensive computer system, such as finance, HR, procurement, inventory management, supply chain operations, all in a one ERP as separate modules. In a one ERP like SAP, a common ERP solution. Within that ERP, we have a finance module, HR module, procurement module, inventory management module, and we can customize it. Talk to the software provider or the service provider and customize according to the requirement of the business. It also a kind of automation. By centralizing data and processes into a single platform, single ERP, such systems help business improve decision making, especially generate reports and provide timely information for decision making, enhance productivity and ensure compliance with regulations. You see, right? Those are some of the examples. You can read some more from your course manual. I repeatedly invite you all to read the course manual before the exam again and again after referring to this webinar, this video recorded lecture. Then we'll see what are the benefits of automation. Benefits of automation. Why this is important? High efficiency. First benefit. Automation speeds up processes by performing tasks faster than humans, leading to increased efficiency and finally the productivity. Faster than humans. Then it reduced errors in repetitive structured works. Automated systems minimize human mistakes by following programmed instructions with precision, with validity. And cost savings, automation lowers labor cost, operational cost by reducing the need for manual intervention, need for human intervention. Also, it keeps consistency. Automated processes deliver uniform results, no deviations. Every time, uniform results every time, ensuring high quality and standardization. No significant deviations. So remember, very critical benefits of automation: high efficiency, reduced errors, cost savings, and it provides consistent results, consistent uniform results. On the other hand, not only benefits, but also there are several challenges. Challenges of automation: higher initial investment. Capital investment is high. Implementing automation often requires substantial upfront cost for equipment, software, infrastructure, and installation. That is one challenge for some companies. That is why small and medium scale businesses in Sri Lanka are reluctant to automate their processes because of initial high cost. Need for skilled labor, skilled staff. Everybody cannot work with these automative processes. When we automate, we have to upgrade our employee skills also. We have to provide training for them. Again, cost, no? Operating and maintaining automated systems demands technically skilled personnel, employees, which may require additional training, new hiring and all. And potential job displacement. Automation can lead to reduced demand for certain manual or repetitive jobs, raising concerns about workforce reductions, job loss, right, for some of the categories in businesses. These are some of the challenges to manage when automate a business process. Right. Then we'll get on to another low-performing area that we have identified in past few exams. This CAD, CAM, blockchain, AI, and machine learning concepts. Clearly identify the core point of each concept. Then easy to answer the questions in the exam if you correctly identify the concept. Basically the concept, right? What is CAD? Computer-aided design is a computer technology that designs a product and documents the design's process, simply. CAD is the computer technology in which we design a product. Then finally, a product specification comes out as a document, right? Easy. CAD may facilitate the manufacturing process by transferring detailed diagrams of a product's materials, processes, tolerance, and dimensions with specific conversions for the product. Specific conventions for the product. What is the specific convention? That is the product specification. අපි කියන්නේ නිෂ්පාදන පිරිවිතරය කියලා. Finally, it helps creating the product specification. Simply you remember, CAD is a computer technology that designs a product and documents it as a flow, as a diagram, as a report, finally leading to the creation of product specification. That is the specific convention. That is all about CAD. Now, see CAM, this is computer-aided designing only, but computer-aided manufacturing. The previous one, CAD, is about designing part. Finally, the output we get from CAD is the product specification or the service specification. But what is CAM? It is computer-aided manufacturing. Look at the description here. CAM is an application technology that uses computer software and machinery to facilitate and automate manufacturing, not just designing of the product like CAD. Now we manufacture that design product according to that document which has been generated from CAD. Now in CAM, we produce it, we manufacture it, right? Automate manufacturing process using that specific application technology through computer software and machinery. CAM is the successor of computer aided engineering, that is CAE, and is often used in tandem with computer aided design, CAD. As I explained earlier also, in CAD, it designs the product and generates the document and the diagram and the flow. Then we apply it here using the CAM. We actually manufacture it now. In addition to materials requirements, modern CAM systems include real-time controls and even robotics. Even robots we can use in CAM today. Up to that level, in smart factories and manufacturing technologies, today we have developed these systems using the technology. Then CIM, KIM, CAD, CAM, KIM. What is KIM? Computer integrated manufacturing. KIM refers to the use of computer controlled machineries and automation systems in manufacturing products. Computer controlled machineries. Who control the machine? Not a person, but a computer or a software. It is automated. There is no person or an employee to switch on, sleep the machine, or shut down it. But it is according to computer controlled programs. This is all about computer controlled machineries in manufacturing. SCIM combines various technologies like computer-aided designing and computer-aided manufacturing, both to provide an error-free manufacturing process that reduces manual labor and automates repetitive tasks. So CAD and CAM are now integrated in KIM. You see, easy to understand these concepts. Then in the exam, you can get easy marks, get the core idea. That's why I invite you to refer to this video lecture again and again before the exam relating to these new concepts. All are given in your manual, course manual. Learn more from the course manual, right? Next one, AI, artificial intelligence, right? Today, ChatGPT is very popular even among school children. ChatGPT, right? Artificial intelligence, what it means. In manufacturing, we use it. So my subject is human resource management in the university. In HRM also today, we use AI empowered tools for some administrative tasks. Everywhere today, we use AI, even in research. AI is the simulation of human intelligence processes by machines, especially by computer systems. මේ මිනිස්සුන්ගේ බුද්ධිමය ක්‍රියාවලිය යාන්ත්‍රිකව කර ගැනීම. සිංහලෙන් කිව්වොත්. Simulation of human intelligence processes by machines and computers. If someone asks, what is AI? AI is the simulation of human intelligence processes by machines and computers. That's all. These processes include learning, reasoning, and self-correction by the computer. Learning, reasoning, and self-correction by the computer. Basic three things. What is reasoning? What is learning? What is self-correction? Given within brackets. Learning, that is acquisition of information and rules for using the information. Acquisition of knowledge and use of knowledge. In other words, what is reasoning? Using rules to reach approximate or define conclusions. Approximate or define conclusions, right? Then AI, reach conclusions, give the decision, draft the email, prepare the report, whatever. Acquire information and use it to reach at approximate conclusions. And then if there is a mistake, self-correction. That is AI. With AI, there is something new in operations and everywhere in the world today. That is ML, machine learning. What means? Machine learning is the field of study that gives the capability to learn without being explicitly programmed. In computers, ML is one of the most exciting technologies that one would have ever come across. What it means, as it is evident from the name, it gives the computer that which makes it more like humans. Like a human, now machine starts learning by identifying patterns, accumulating information and preferences of the user, things like that. So in machine learning, a simple example, even in your phone, even in your software like FBO, Instagram, they track our preferences, analyzing our search patterns and all. And then they suggest us something more in the next time. As it is evident from the name, it gives the computer that which makes it more like humans. We talk about human learning and animal learning in previous times. මිනිසුත් ඉගෙන ගන්නවා සතුත් ඉගෙන ගන්නවා නේද? Human learning and animal learning. But today, other than human learning, machine also starts learning now. Machine learning by identifying patterns, basically, right? And the final point that we have identified in previous exams, blockchain concept. Students confuse with this also. What is blockchain? Is a technology that allows individuals and companies to make instant transactions on a network without any middleman like banks or any other finance company. Directly we can transact on a network where we see a higher security because high volume transactions are being transacted. This is a technology in which we get the opportunity to make transactions, instant transactions on a network without any middlemen, no middlemen, right? Like banks, no banks, but we do transactions, no middlemen, directly. Transactions made on blockchain are completely secure, and by function of blockchain technology are kept as a record of what happened. Record keeping also essential and important. So those are the areas that we have identified, and I limit this webinar to 1 hour, and I invite you to refer to this webinar, this recording again, relating to the areas of operations management before the examination. Okay, thank you very much, students. And I wish you all the very best in your final examination. And I wish you to face the examination in the right way easily and get a high result. Thank you very much and good luck.